The morning sun filtered through the towering oaks of Crestwood Heights as I navigated the winding roads toward my brother Ethan's house. Each lawn was pristine, every mailbox perfectly aligned, a testament to the neighborhood's obsession with flawlessness. This upscale enclave always felt like a stage where every detail was scrutinized, and today, I carried the weight of responsibility. Ethan, an Army intelligence officer, had entrusted me with his house keys before his deployment overseas. 2 weeks ago, he'd stood in his crisp uniform, his captain's insignia gleaming, and handed me a binder thick with Crestwood's Homeowner Association (HOA) rules. "These folks don't mess around, Sophie," he'd said, his tone grave. "Grass can't be over 2 inches. Trash cans can't linger past pickup day. Paint colors must match their approved palette. Stick to the binder, and you'll avoid trouble." I nodded, not grasping the storm awaiting me. The binder detailed everything: acceptable flower types, precise window trim shades, even mailbox height. Ethan's precision, honed by his military career, made him a perfect fit for this rigid community. But as I pulled into his driveway, a woman across the street watched me with hawk-like intensity. In her late 40s, with a sharp brunette bob and a tailored blazer, she exuded authority. Her smile was tight, her eyes cold. "You must be Sophie," she said, striding over, hand outstretched. "I'm Linda Harper, president of the Crestwood Heights HOA. I understand you're managing Captain Bennett's property during his deployment." Her handshake was firm, her gaze dissecting me. "Yes," I replied, uneasy. "Ethan asked me to keep things in order." Linda's eyes flicked to the house. "We value his service, but this corner lot is highly valuable. Standards must be upheld." I assured her I'd follow Ethan's instructions, but her smile tightened. "The old board was lax. I'm changing that. Developers are eyeing our area, and property values are everything." Her words lingered like a warning. That was my first encounter with Linda Harper, and it planted a seed of dread. I didn't yet know she was orchestrating a scheme to seize Ethan's home while he served his country. Trouble began subtly. 3 weeks after Ethan deployed, a violation notice was taped to his door citing non-compliant gravel in the garden beds. Ethan's binder showed no such restriction. I called the HOA, left voicemails, and got no response. The next week, another notice claimed the mailbox was an inch too low, false, per my measurements. Violations piled up. The paint was off palette, the fence weathered, the walkway cracked. Linda began DRIVYing bi-weekly, clipboard in hand, snapping photos with a smug grin. A neighbor, an elderly widow named Mrs. Clare, whispered over coffee that Linda's brother-in-law worked for Pinnacle Development, a company buying up local properties for a luxury mall. Ethan's corner lot was a prime target. Online, I confirmed Pinnacle's plans overlapped with Crestwood Heights. The pieces clicked. Linda was weaponizing the HOA to force Ethan out. Fines escalated from $50 to $5,000, with compounding interest. My emails to the HOA bounced, calls went unanswered. At an emergency HOA meeting, Linda announced new rules targeting corner lots, like mandatory professional landscaping. When I challenged the violations, she silenced me with a gavel, citing procedure. Security loomed, and neighbors avoided my gaze, paralyzed by fear. The breaking point came after a 3-day work trip. Returning to Ethan's, I found an orange foreclosure notice on the door. My heart stopped. The house, worth $450,000, had been auctioned for $15,000 to Apex Ventures LLC to cover HOA liens. No court notice, no final warning, nothing. Inside, Ethan's medals and family photos remained, but legally, they belonged to strangers. At the county office, a clerk confirmed Apex Ventures, formed weeks earlier, bought the house. Public records linked Apex to Pinnacle and Linda's brother-in-law. An attorney warned that the HOA's covenant allowed expedited foreclosures for excessive violations, a legal but predatory clause. Ethan, in a communication blackout, was unreachable. Desperate, I dialed Ethan's emergency satellite line. 8 hours later, his face appeared on a secure video call from a Stark military office. I sobbed through the story, but Ethan was calm, analytical. "This is a paper trail operation," he said. "They think I'm defenseless. They're wrong." He outlined a plan: document every notice, photograph the house, research Linda's past, and build an intelligence file. Military colleagues helped me uncover Linda's history for HOAs, each with targeted foreclosures, all tied to development deals. 3 neighbors, emboldened by Ethan's SER-VYC, shared stories of Linda's intimidation. One recalled a family bankrupted by fines, forced to sell. Our evidence grew: financial records, property transfers, witness statements. Ethan invoked the SER-VYC members' Civil Relief Act, SCRA, which protects deployed soldiers from foreclosure. After 2 weeks, we rejected a settlement offer with a gag clause. Linda's team, blindsided, faced expanded discovery, exposing 5 years of transactions. In court, Ethan returned, striding in uniform, medals gleaming. Gasps filled the room as he presented binders linking Linda to offshore accounts and shell companies. He exposed 5 other military families targeted during deployments, their homes sold for pennies. A Navy officer testified to losing his home. An Army medic spoke of drained savings. Linda's denials crumbled under cross-examination. The judge, a veteran, was Lee Vyd. He voided the foreclosure, awarded Ethan Dulaw $150,000, and referred Linda for prosecution. The HOA faced restructuring, and the case sparked a state investigation. Outside, veterans rallied, and news cameras captured the story. Linda's developers distanced themselves, but financial probes revealed millions funneled through shells. The Bennett Military Property Protection Act passed, safeguarding deployed soldiers. Neighbors restored Ethan's home, and a new HOA, led by a retired Marine, honored him with protective bylaws. 6 months later, Ethan returned to a hero's welcome. Flags lined the street, neighbors celebrated on his lawn, once a battleground. A letter from a young lieutenant thanked Ethan for saving his home, now hung beside his medals. Linda pleaded guilty, paying restitution and barred from HOA rolls. The Bennett Fund aided 12 families, reversing foreclosures. Crestwood Heights, once ruled by fear, became a true community. What do you think of Linda's tactics and Ethan's fight? Should HOAs have such power, or do they need stricter oversight? Share your thoughts in the comments. Would love to hear your take on justice, community, and protecting those who serve. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's spark a debate.